Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. Today's video, I will be doing a bullet journal migration setup for you. Couple of disclaimers, this is a very long video. Reason being, I did a lot of lettering, and when I do my lettering, I tend to embellish, so it takes a bit longer. And my other disclaimer is there are a number of headshots. I cut out as much of my head and face as I could, but there is still a lot, especially toward the end of the video, so I do apologize for that and thank you for your patience. But in the meantime, what I'm setting up now is my future log. I used the calendars that I had as a freebie on my website a while ago, and I just printed it on printer paper, and I used double-sided tape to glue it down. So I set up my future log starting with March, since my other bullet journal has January and February in it, and I didn't need to carry that over. I put a lot of accents around the word that it would tie in with my cover page. As always, I like to put borders around my pages. I tried to use my Tombow dual brush pen to set up my borders, but it seemed to be running dry, so I just switched back to my Crayola marker. On the last page, you will see that I left a box for 2021. I thought this was just nice to be able to jot down stuff that I need to remember for the following year, like conferences or special events that are coming up, like weddings. Once I set up my future log, I created a note to self page. This is going to act as a bit of a catch-all for any notes that don't have a specific place. For example, blogs that I found that I enjoy reading, or Instagram accounts that I want to follow, and probably most importantly, any colorful quotes that my kindergartner comes up with. He's a very colorful character and has a lot of personality, so you never know what he's going to say. So I created this as a catch-all page. On the next couple pages, I have my Kanban board. I just used the printable that's available on my website right now. I'll link it down below. I decided instead of using it monthly, I would be using it just at the beginning of the bullet journal as part of my setup and using that throughout the months. If you watched my last video, you'd see that I thought about doing it monthly, but that just seemed like overkill to me, so I decided just to create it once off. The great part about having the printable is that you can just print, cut, glue, and then the layout is all done. So my next layouts are my content schedules for my blog and my YouTube. If you wanted to skip this, as it is specific to me, you can skip to the 12:20 mark. If you're still watching, I mapped out a monthly schedule for my YouTube postings. And basically what you can expect to see is layout videos, creative videos, plan with me's, and then reviews, pens, highlighters, paper, stamp stickers. And then on months that have 5 weeks, I will be posting a bullet journal theory video as well. I thought I'd create a layout to capture all of this, just so that I remember which months have 4 weeks and which months have 5 weeks. And of course, this will be coming out on Thursdays now. Lately, I've been posting my videos whenever I had the chance, but I will now be sticking to Thursdays. So watch out for videos on Thursdays from me if you like what you see. Now, as you can see, I created a bit of a mistake here where the line went a bit longer. I just used some white jelly roll to cover that up. I am very excited as this is my 160 GSM Scribbles That Matter, and I am absolutely obsessed with this paper. It is so wonderful. It is such a step up from my last bullet journal, and I'm so happy to be in it. I still have to finish February in my old bullet journal, but this is just a dream to work with. Now, throughout the pages that I've been setting up, I've been using my ruler a lot. I know it's faster to freehand, but I'm a bit of a stickler for straight lines in certain places. I don't care about my borders, and when I'm doing super creative layouts with distress inks, and if you look at some of my older work on Instagram, you'll see what I'm talking about. But given the direction that I'm going in, I prefer a bit more of a need to clean a line, which is why you see me using my ruler so much in this video. So I thought it would be fun to create these boxes to capture any of my content ideas. I still plan on having my brainstorm pages every month, but I thought this was just great for ideas that particularly stuck out that I actually wanted to follow through on. And that way I could look at the schedule and put it in where it needed to go. Next up, we have my 100 rejections page. Honesty time, I never used the one that I created initially because I've been too much of a chicken to put myself out there. But I really want to push myself outside my comfort zone. So I definitely wanted to recreate this layout with every intention of using it. So stay posted. I will definitely every couple months let you know of any opportunities I reached out for and gotten hopefully, or even just been rejected, because that's part of the exercise. It's not so much to get everything you want and then get depressed if you don't, but rather just the exercise of putting yourself out there. Along with my 100 rejections page, I also carried over my social media trackers and totals. Again, because this is specific to me, feel free to skip to the 17:45 mark if this is of no interest to you. But I did a complete carryover January through December because I was curious to see, and it'll be fun to see the chart at the end of the month, or sorry, at the end of the year. So I used my black Fudenosuke to color in the banners, and then I just lettered with white jelly roll over top. You'll see I've done this the rest of the pages for the setup because I just fell in love with the concept. I also used my gray Fudenosuke out of the colorful Fudenosuke set from Tombow, and I am obsessed with that gray Tombow. It is now my favorite pen that I own. So for my next layouts, I created a watch list for both movies and TV shows. My husband and I have gotten into a bad pattern where we kind of start watching a TV series and then get busy and then we don't remember what we were watching. So I'm hoping to keep track, especially of the TV shows we're watching. Movies, we don't get to watch movies too often, but it'll still be fun as a memory keeping aspect to keep track of that. And this is where I've used my gray Fudenosuke and I put the white on top. The white wasn't popping out enough, so I decided to outline it with a monoline drawing pen, and it definitely popped and I love it. I've also created a class list. I got into a bad habit of registering for classes and never really doing them because I got busy and then I would forget or I wouldn't follow through. So I decided to create this class list to keep track of all the classes I register for or all the classes I'm interested in taking. This of course includes Skillshare, but there's also a Teachable and Kajabi that I have a number of courses on that I want to finish. So I included the course name and the teachers so that I know whether or not I like them. And this was more specific to Skillshare since there are more teachers there. And then, like I said, the platform. My next layouts are new to me, so I've decided to try essential oils and nothing too in-depth, but just something to have in a diffuser or in one of those lava stones. So I wanted to keep track of what I have, what I want to purchase, and then as well as the benefits of each oil and which blends to use together. And so I decided to number it down on the left hand side of the page, and I was going to use those numbers to indicate which oils blend well together the best. And again, I colored in the black banner with the black Fudenosuke and then lettered the white over top. My next collection is my bath bomb tracker. I've included the name, the ingredients, and where I purchased it. I do have sensitive skin, so I'm very wary of different ingredients. So I wanted to keep track of what was in them and whether or not it worked for me or not. And of course, a lot of my bath bombs are going to come from Lush because they have the greatest variety, but I've also seen farmers markets and some other smaller stores that have their own bath bombs too that I'm curious to try. Again, I overshot the border, so white jelly roll to the rescue to fix it up. And this time I again am using my Funosuke and will be lettering white over top. Next, I've created a wish list and I've split it into wants and needs. The idea here is mostly to stick to a budget. So by indicating what I want and what I need, I'm hoping to make better choices, and anything that ends up on the wants list is going to be there for 3 months before I can commit to buying it. If after 3 months I still want it, or if I look back at it and think, oh yeah, I like that, then it's not going to be purchased. I really want to be more budget conscious, and I'm hoping this will be a mechanism for helping me along. Another new one for me, and one that I've intended to include for a long time now, is a cleaning schedule. I will be creating a free printable for you so that you can use the heading banners and you can fill out your own list. I know everybody has their own timing and their own schedule, so I've included headings for daily, weekly, monthly, biannually, and as needed. And I will also be creating a printable that can be used monthly to keep track of these chores. So keep an eye open for that. It'll be coming with my March setup. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe and you can catch my March setup video. I've ended the video with a quick flip through. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it a lot. I will be posting links to everything, all the products I use down below. So if you're interested, just give it a click and take a look. Thank you so much.